BoLS fans, AdamHarry here, back with a quick BoLS overview. We're going to go through the new White Dwarf. This, of course, for October 2016. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. We're not going to go through each and every page. Just want to show off some of the highlights. We have a couple of pages marked here for you. So let's go ahead and dive on in. First off, you do get a free comic. This is the new Warhammer 40K Will of Iron comic from Titan Comics and GW. I'm not going to get into it, but if you notice the writer George Mann, we actually in here have an interview with him, and I'll just flip through real quick. You can see artwork's pretty cool. It's very grimdark, but yeah, go check that out as well. I'm not going to spoil that one. Notes from the editor here, of course, and then I want to show off naturally the table of contents. And you can see this one's going to have a pretty heavy focus on all things 40K. Especially with the Gene Stealer cult showing up. There's some really great Armies on Parade stuff too. There is some Age of Sigmar goodies in here too. And yeah, there's a couple of pretty neat interviews. So let's go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. I'm not going to get into all those, but we do have the George Mann interview with White Dwarf, which is pretty cool. So he talks about the comic and kind of the inspiration through that. Also, I think, oh yeah, it shows off some of that. Obviously, it's going to have all the new products for the Gene Stealer cults in stores. So, a little sneak peek here. They showed off some new paints coming right here. So we have some new texture paints on the way too. So, texture paints, pretty fun stuff. Anyway, skipping back ahead. This is the. We'll get to that. This is the comic again with the interview with George Mann. Then we have none other than the big beast himself, Smaug, which this is a pretty awesome spread. Smaug, famous also from Hobbit, obviously, but this is one of the largest plastic kits that Games Workshop has ever put out. It's one of the more expensive kits, so if you ever get to play a game, if you ever get to see Smaug in person, it's truly impressive. Ridiculous, borderline ridiculous. Smaug, depending on how you enunciate your vowels. Anyway, they go through the basing and painting process. Shows off new Space Wolf Strike Force. Skipping ahead, getting to all that. Armies on Parade is in this issue as well, with some really beautiful artwork, entries, and armies and stuff done by fans of Games Workshop. Obviously, just fantastic stuff. They actually have the Armies on Parade website. You can find a link through Games Workshop as well. Go check those out. But the really cool armies in there. I'm not going to spoil all those, so we'll get back to keep moving here. The Gene Stealer cult, obviously they showed off some of the products. This is a really great guide to the Gene Stealer cults. Just kind of goes through a lot of the background lore and everything like that. It's a really fun regimental standard. I'm not going to spoil that anymore, but it's pretty good. All the fun stuff about the insidious Gene Stealer cult and how they kind of pop up. This is a really great weapons loadout, weapons of the Gene Stealer cult. We kind of teased some of these already, and we've had tons of coverage on there, but it's pretty much all the weapons in their armory. So pretty cool stuff. Shows off the new Goliath, which if you haven't seen it, there's two versions. There's the Goliath, kind of a utility vehicle, and then the Goliath rock grinder, which is you definitely use more for the mining. Whereas this one's more of a utility vehicle that's been converted. This one's still mining equipment capable because it has a giant dozer blade that's super scary, and then it's got converted weapons with the flamer and that's the incinerator and the seismic cannon too. So pretty cool stuff. Skipping ahead further. Again, don't want to give everything away. We do go back to some classic Golden Demon goodies. This is the Slayer Sword winner from 2016. Gut Rot Spume. Some of you may remember that when that actually happened live. So really cool models, just showing all those off. Skipping ahead, we're gonna go take a look at the sprues and glue. This is just really good hobby advice for new people if you're not familiar, with building kits or anything like that. If you want to know how to assemble stuff in the proper way, but it talks about how to use all the different tools. Fine detail cutters, how to, plastic glue, why you want to use plastic glue, mold line remover, how that works, difference between a knife and a mold line remover, some of the key callouts there as well. And then finally, the last thing I want to show off, just to tease you guys a little bit, is the Blanchitsu. This is, of course, John Blanche's crazy portfolio of conversions and artwork that he does. It was originally in the Warhammer Visions and has moved since back to the White Dwarf. It's fantastic stuff. Very cool. Again, don't want to spoil all that, but there's tons of really good articles in there. Tons of fantastic modeling shots that have been sent in by readers and stuff like that. So if you ever wonder what happens to those pictures you post, send to Games Workshop via Facebook or whatever, they take a look at them, and a lot of them get used for the White Dwarf. So, but there's a ton more stuff in here. There's actually a special mission. Just gonna flip through real quick to tease everything off. There is a really cool mission, the Hunter and Hunted, or Hunter Hunted. Deployment zone. This is an exclusive mission for the White Dwarf, so it's pretty cool stuff. Supposed to be tied in with the genes that are called. There's also, I was surprised. I was flipping through this earlier. I was surprised at the amount of like little inside jokes and just basic comedy stuff that they have in here. There's lots of little things spread throughout the magazine that just kind of made me snicker a little, and it's not like highbrow or anything, or you don't have to be caught up on current events or any kind of stuff like that, but it's good, funny, like little things in there that I really liked. Blood Angel stuff. So yeah, go check it out. It's in stores right now. This is the October issue of White Dwarf. And you get a free comic, Will of Iron included with that. Yeah, good stuff. Go check it out. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS. Thanks for watching.